Yo, 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 what's up, what's up? Welcome to the KillJoy Jake YouTube channel. How you doing, everybody? Am I live yet? Sometimes I'm like, I think I'm just talking to myself, and I think that's fun if you're watching this on replay. I'm so sorry. I promise the horror talk starts in like a minute from now. Okay, so some fun things happening on this stream. We're giving away some Smile digital codes, so you might be walking home. Walking home. Yeah, some of you are most likely at home. Some of you will be taking home an entire franchise tonight, or potentially, because I'm just giving these things away finally. They've been sitting on my desk for 2 weeks, and I'm like, I just want to give them to somebody already. So let's do it. Let's make it happen. And of course, we're going to be talking about horror, all things Final Destination. Maybe we'll even get outside those realms and get into some crazier things. You never know what's going to happen. So welcome in. Thanks for stopping by. Let's talk some horror. Let's get into it. RJ Skarenki's excited to talk some horror. It's a Friday night, baby. We made it to the weekend. Let's go. Yes. AJ is saying hello. How's it going, AJ? What's up? What's up? Are you You're not the actress who's going to be in Final Destination 6, are you? Because rumor has it that would be cool. It would be cool to see AJ back on board from Final Destination 2 playing Kimberly again. That would be great. That would be pretty cool. Erica's with us saying, hey. Erica, what's up? What's up? Thanks for modding tonight. Appreciate you. Billy Boy is saying, what's up? Jake, do you have La Passion or R? I don't know what that means, but I'm definitely passionate about horror movies. I could go on and on about these fucking things all day long, baby. Paula Fitzhenry's here. Hi, hi. Hello, hello. Joe Bet Gret is saying, hi, everyone. Hello, hello. Hi, hi. Look at that. Perry Moberg, a member, rocking a face hugger icon. Love that. Saying, hey, what's up, Perry? Welcome in. Samantha just launched her own channel today. That's exciting. Hey, good luck. Have fun. Do it up. Have a good time doing it, too. Dean Renner is with us as well. What's up, Dean? Thanks for being a member. Welcome in, welcome in. Jake S., love your name, my friend. Saying, yo, what's up, Jake? Excited to chat about my favorite series. It's your boy, Jake S. What's up? What's up, my boy? My boy, how's it going? I feel like I'm Kratos from God of War. I love when he said, I miss those games. I want to play God of War again. I miss those games so much. But yes, this is such a fun franchise to talk about. Can I say, going through these movies again this past week or so has been a blast. And all these videos are going to the moon and stuff. It's an exciting time. I am over the moon about Final Destination lately. So it's been it's an exciting franchise to talk about and to dissect. Like with what the hell's going on in this new one, because there's a lot to talk about just from that one trailer. I mean, I've already made like 3 videos about it, but lots to talk about. So much going on. I want to hear the theories. I really do. I want to hear some theories from you guys. You guys have been hearing theories from me all week. Curious what you guys have to say about a lot of this, because I pitched a lot at you this week, a lot of crazy out there ideas. You guys might have found out that there was books in the Final Destination series this week, like I did. So definitely throw it at me. Whatever you got, let's make it happen. Let's see what's up with that. Kyle Gordon is saying, good evening, Jake. How is the woman in the yard in your opinion? Listen, it's another Bumhouse movie. So are we shocked? Are we shocked that it's probably my least favorite watch of the year so far? I'm not shocked. Man, I'm really trying to think about what to say about this one. Everything I watch, I always try to say something good about it. I always try to have something positive to say. And with this one, it's just it's really tough to find something I liked about it. I think that it's cool to see Okwe Okpakwasili play a horror villain. That's fun. But this is a film where nothing happens. I mean, nothing happens in this movie. It's another metaphor for grief. And I guess it's kind of, they take it to some dark places, I guess, but it's nothing you haven't seen done before. It is an eventless movie that is just not scary, not very fun. I was bored to tears. Honestly, my least favorite watch of the whole year so far. I was pretty disappointed. But yeah, Woman in the Yard, major skip. But I will say is that Death of a Unicorn, I ended up really liking. I think I liked it more than most, probably. It's not a perfect film. I wouldn't put it at the top of my list, probably more so in the middle. But it was fun. I think it had a lot of good things to say. And overall, I really enjoyed it. I have a lot of mixed thoughts though. I think there's a lot of things to talk about regarding that one. Things that work, things that don't. Some characters are great. Some characters I'm just questioning, like, why did you cast this like crazy A-list actor in this role and then do nothing with them? I don't know. It's just it's one of those things that kind of made me scratch my head a little bit. But overall, Death of a Unicorn, definitely the movie to see this weekend if I had to pick something. Without a doubt, definitely give that one a watch. It's a lot of fun. Again, I think it's got some really good things to say. It's got a Jurassic Park inspiration that I don't think I was really expecting. That kind of took me by surprise at a certain point in the film. But I don't know. It's good. I mostly liked it. The CGI, pretty bad though. Pretty glaringly bad. Like unfinished bad is how it comes off to me. But there are practical effects that look sick. When it's practical, no complaints. But man, some of that VFX CGI in that movie, a little rough. What am I looking at here? Little Rascal V. What's up, Little Rascal? How's it going? Would love to see some form of small scene that connects to the train ending of 3. You want something. You want something from that. We want to know what's going on with our characters in that film. And wow, this is perfect. Billy Boy is saying, I'm watching Final Destination 3 for the first time tonight with my girlfriend. Is it good? Yeah. Oh yeah, I like Final Destination 3. Is it my favorite in the franchise? No, but I think it's underrated. I think it commonly gets grouped with like the 4th film a lot. I think a lot of people are like, oh, whatever about that one. 3 is not that bad. I think it's got a lot to love about it, including probably one of the best main characters. Wendy is definitely one of the better ones in the entire franchise, without a doubt. Final Destination 3, it's got a little more of a Thousands feel, where I feel like the first 2 still got like a little 90s inspiration to them. So, I mean, take that how you will. But I kind of flavors the movie a little differently, and it's fun. Just the way it's shot, I mean, for instance, is just so much more Thousands rather than 90s. Which are very different, even though they're similar, right? But I love it. Final Destination 3, it's fun. Does rely a little more on digital effects than the previous 2 films, so you're gonna notice that's for sure. Again, you kind of got to get over that hurdle of the VFX does not look great in this one, but if you can get past that, it's a pretty solid story. It's not bad. Little Rascal is saying, growing up, my mom always took me to see these in the movies. Oh, that's awesome. I refuse to miss out even on the bad ones. Hey, that's totally fair. I mean, even Final Destination 4 has some really good moments to it. I think the pool kill is really, really solid. It's a fun scene to watch, at least. It kind of reminds me of a lot of childhood fears I had. I grew up on the swim team, so I remember just being terrified of being at the bottom of the pool. I'm like, what if I don't make it back up? Oh no. I also love the escalator death in Final Destination 4 too. So even in the worst film in this franchise, I still can find things I like about it here and there. Gina from my chunky Geordie is saying hi, everyone. Hello, welcome in. Thanks for being with us today. Appreciate you. Thanks for stopping by. Who else is with us? Devin Morgan is saying, I thought the woman in the yard was okay, honestly, but could have been better. Definitely could have been better. Samantha is saying, Jake, I got 5 subscribers today. Once I'm able to live stream, we should do a Final Destination stream. Let me know. Let me know when you got it all set up, Samantha. We'll get something. We'll make something happen here. Evil Connor, and you even have a look at that. Wendy's in your profile picture. Love it. Final Destination 3 is my fave of the series by far. It's got such high stakes, and the deaths are brutal. You know what else I like about Final Destination 3? I really like that they have a little subplot about a character who's going on a murder spree. Like, he's not successful at all, but it's an interesting route to take a character down that definitely influenced the 5th film a bunch. You know, you have like the character of Ian blaming Wendy, saying like, how did you know she was going to die in this super brutal way? Clearly you must be behind it. And I thought that was cool. I thought that was that's a really sick angle to 3 that I kind of forgot about until I rewatched it. It's really brushed over. Like, I feel like it's so quick. It's like it's there and it's gone. Because I mean, this guy gets hit by the sign like so fast. So it's there and then it's gone, which is so funny. But yeah, I do. Final Destination 3, I like it a lot. It was kind of my introduction to the series, and also kind of not. I think the first time I had ever heard of Final Destination was when that trailer would play for this one specifically, and the roller coaster scared me. I think I've told that story a million times in the last week or so, but that was definitely my introduction to the series. 4 was the one that I started. I think that was the first one I saw, like from start to finish in the series, which is so funny. It can only go up from there, which is hilarious. But I don't know. I love this series. It's a ton of fun, and I can't wait for another one. Early projections are saying that Final Destination 6 is going to crush the box office. So incoming Final Destination 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 1,000. There's going to be more. There are going to be more. Swagnostic Scarecrow is saying, bro just spoke of my 2 scariest deaths back to back. Nice. Dude, I love 2 of those are terrifying, man. Again, I can't stress it enough. You know, I make fun of, I was kind of shitting on 4 in one of my most recent videos, kind of saying like, ugh, the effects in that opening scene of 4 are rough, but some of the other kills there, really good, really solid. And Little Rascal, I agree with you here too. The mall sequence from 4 was probably the highlight of the movie for me. I agree. I think that's definitely the best part. That one gets better as it goes along, I feel, which is why I'm a little more apologetic towards it. Like, yeah, it's probably got some of the weakest, lowest points of the series, but it's got a solid ending. You know, I'll take it. I'll take it for what it is, you know. Bloody Disgusting just posted a Leprechaun update. Oh, yeah? What's up with that? I know that they have a new one coming out. Who is it? Is it Felipe Vargas was directing it? Oh, and he's no longer directing it. Look at that. What is going on with Lionsgate, ladies and gentlemen? So many shakeups with that company just in the last week. So he's no longer doing it. He has a new movie called Rosario coming out. I actually saw a trailer for that going to see movies yesterday. What does it say? I'm really curious about this. So I guess he's not directing this movie anymore. Oh my God, he was talking with the Splattercast guys. What do you know? Ahead of St. Patrick's Day last year, that he was aiming for this movie to be scary as hell and also hilarious, described as a reinvention of the franchise. It doesn't seem like it's happening anymore. So there's a screenplay. I think they're just gonna switch up the directors, but it's still happening apparently. It's just they're just kind of in a bit of a limbo, which, you know, it sucks because Lionsgate, man, they're having a lot of trouble with a lot of their properties right now, man. First of all, Strangers, everything going on with that, it's making money, sure, but I mean, they are getting dragged through the mud with these new movies. I mean, the fans are just rioting. Most people just really hate those new Strangers movies. They got that one coming out, the next one coming out in September now, which replaced Saw 11, which was supposed to come out this year. And now that's not happening, even though they say it is. But they also just took it off of its release schedule. What is happening with that? I don't know. Now, Lionsgate is having trouble with their new Leprechaun. Someone send some, we got to send a fruit basket to Lionsgate. We got to say, what's going on, guys? Do you guys need to talk? Let's all sit down and just try to toss this aside and move past it. It really sucks. I would hate to be working at Lionsgate right now. It just sounds like they're having a lot of shakeups in the horror department. Sucks balls. John Kramer is with us, a person who is definitely not a killer. Not at all. Saying, hey, what's up, Jake? I'm happy since my friend Bill is still employed. That's so funny. Me too. I'm glad he's still employed, but what's he doing? You know? What is going on with that? I wish that they would give us a real update on that, but it seems like we're not going to get one of those for a little while here. But we'll see. We'll see, John Kramer. I hope we see you back at some point soon. Perry Moberg is saying the hardware store kill is pretty awesome. In 3, yeah. That the fucking nails going through the back of her head. Ooh, it's brutal. I love that. Jason Carpenter is saying, Jake, I got my 4K copy of Companion. Not a steelbook, but it does have an awesome metallic pink slipcover. They already have something out for that? That's nuts. Sick. Okay, rock on. I just realized I missed this. Jordan Curley saying this is my first time watching. Jordan, hello. Welcome in. A new friend. I love it. Welcome in, Jordan. Appreciate you a ton. I'm so sorry I missed that. I just saw that at the top of my screen. I always try to welcome as many new people as possible, so welcome in. Mina is saying, hello, guys from Greece. What's up, Mina? How's it going? How's things going in Greece? I hear you guys got some really good food. I want to I want to do a food vacation to Europe. Like, I just literally want to go to Europe and just eat everything I can. That's that would be a motivation to travel for me personally. Thomas Clark is saying, Jake, do you think that would be enough? Like, just, I mean, Europe is gorgeous, I hear, but like just the food alone would get me over there. Jake, you think I'll show how it lines up with the original like 5 did, or just explain without showing the link? Again, I'm still pretty in this headspace that a lot of the survivors from the tower collapse are going to be people who are connected to the characters from the other movies. That's my guess, at least. This franchise has done a lot of work to connect everything together in weird little ways, like what you're talking about in 5. Like how, I mean, in 2, a lot of the characters were supposed to be the characters that died in the first movie, is how they explain it. It's really complex, a little convoluted. But I think they're just going to keep doing that, and this is the newest way, is that there's even more connections than we even know, which is crazy. Lemuel 235, what is up, my friend? How are you? Do you think Iris Campbell, old lady from the trailer, managed to save a total of 180 people from the Sky Tower collapse in the 60s, hence why the number 180 keeps popping in the movies to remind the descendants that they're up? That could make sense. It's like 180 people were saved in the tower collapse, and then they all had descendants. So you could still have like an infinite amount of people. Because I think they'd run out of people if they set a hard number, right? Just 180 survivors, and then they had families and families and families since then. That could work. Yeah, okay, I'm into that. I definitely feel like that's where we're going with this, is that she saved everybody. Now everyone who survived, they're just they're all they all had families since the 1960s, and now here we are following all of them, dying in the thousands onward. But yeah, that's my running guess based on what we've seen in the trailer, based on what we know about these characters. I feel like that's what they're getting into with this new movie. But again, we'll just have to see. Gina is saying, my jeans got stuck in an escalator as a kid, and I've never felt safe on them since. I walk quickly up or down if I have to use them. Ooh, that's terrifying. I don't like escalators either. I think I like, what was it? I got like my finger trapped. Like, like the handrails that move with you. Like, I think I got my finger like stuck in one for like half a second as a kid, and I like pulled it out, and I was like, thought I was gonna lose a finger for 2 seconds. It's kind of like when you roll up a window in a car, and then it's just like your fingers get like right in there, and you throw them out at the last second. I feel like most of us did that when we were kids. Or maybe it was just me. Maybe I was just the only one who was completely insane. But who knows? Adrian Mosquita? Ooh, maybe. What's up, Adrian? How's it going? In the Final Destination Bloodlines trailer, the tower collapse that happens in the flashback is the Space Needle Tower, but in the year 1960s. I mean, that's actually a really good question. I don't know where this one takes place. But maybe it is actually the Space Needle. I couldn't tell you. But yes, that is in the 1960s. That's why you got all the characters and the outdated clothes and the big band up top playing big band music. Probably. I love it. I love I love that we're doing like a flashback scene to a different time period where some kind of premonition happens. That's really exciting to me. That's going to be different than what we usually get from this series. So that's hype. It's hyped up. What if the girl from the premonition in the 6th film trailer actually was going to die in all the other accidents, but had premonitions so she didn't die? See, like, that's my thing about Iris. Like, there's no way she just kept having premonitions and just avoided it. You know what I mean? Like, I ain't gonna buy that. Our characters have gone through that before. Like, Kimberly literally goes through that in the sequel. We have to have a different explanation as to why she has survived for this long. And I feel like, again, not to be so self-centered here, but I kind of like the theory that I pitched in today's video that maybe she killed some other people. You know, she helped Death out, struck up a deal with the guy. I mean, she even talks about Death in like a literal sense, like I fended him off for all this time, and now he's back. So that, to me, I feel like we might be stepping into that territory with this new one. I kind of think it would be cool. Might be fun to say to go down that route with this new one, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what they end up doing. Will they take it, that far with the lore? I don't know. I'm not sure. Who else is here? Talia Nakarada is saying Final Destination 3 will always be my fave, but Bloodlines looks pretty good. I love the Final Destination 3 love. That's exciting. We are going to start reviewing these movies starting next week, so I'm planning a big review of the first of like all 5 movies, starting with the first one next week. So it's coming. It's all coming forward here. Little Rascals is demanding we get a sorority row too. It's in the works. I heard that they were working on that one. I don't know if it's still happening, but I do remember seeing some sort of update about that potentially being in the works. Billy Boy is saying we need to see Ghostface kill Sid's younger kids. That's the most realistic that would happen. We need that. Oh God, that's so brutal. Will Sydney suffer through another awful tragedy like that? I guess we'll just have to see in February. It's all up to the creatives on this one. I do want to see a more brutal Scream. I will say that. I don't know if I want to take it that far with this series, but we'll see. We'll see what's up. Evan O'Keefe is saying, hey, bud, first time watch from Ireland. Love the vibes, Jake. Thank you, Evan. I appreciate it, man. How's it going in Ireland? I hope it's good. Hope things are good in Ireland. I've never been, but I have friends who are from Ireland, which is really cool. So shout out to my friend Cormac. He's awesome. He likes coffee. He's obsessed with coffee. So big shout out to him. He's a great dude. We have Fortune's World from Nigeria. What's up? We got people from like all over the world on this stream. This is horror fans from every part of the globe coming together to talk horror. I love it. We're vibing out. Let us know your craziest thoughts on horror. It doesn't just have to be about Final Destination. I mean, we were just talking about killing Sidney Prescott's kids a moment ago. So, whatever you want to throw out there. Final Destination, Scream. We have I Know What You Did Last Summer news. Throw something out about that. I don't care. We can get into whatever the heck you guys want. Jordan Curley saying AJ Cook did the best that she could to do with the script. To be honest. I don't know what you're talking about there. Just in Final Destination 2? I like that. I actually really like her character in Final Destination 2. I think she did a good job. It's definitely campier than the other film, like the first film, I should say. But I kind of like that about 2. It's fun. It's again, I think it's making that concept from the first movie even bigger than where it was in the first film. 2's fun, man. I like 2. I don't know if everything about it works for me, but it's got such a mean spirit. That's something that I love the tone of Final Destination 2, maybe the best of the whole franchise. It just even if the story is maybe not the best of the whole series, the tone is just what really draws me to that one. Very mean, very brutal and shocking. The ending of that film makes me laugh every fucking time. It's crazy. Mystical Sky Daddy, what's up, Daddy? Saying, hey, bro, just want to say you're an inspiration to me, brother. Thank you. I appreciate that. I want to be a reviewer YouTuber, but I also love that you do these types of videos too. Thank you for everything, man. Yeah, of course. Yeah, that means a lot to me. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Good luck on YouTube. It's just have fun. I mean, that's the best advice I can give you is just have fun. Just have a good time and just vibe out, talk about the things you like, and you'll probably build an audience. Best advice I can give you. We got a super chat from David DeChico. What's up, man? What's up, David? How's it going? Thanks for the 5. Saying, I sent you a private message on the gram. Please read the last 2 tonight. It is urgent, and I'm trying to help you. It has to do with tomorrow. I'm scared. Are you threatening to come to my house? I don't know what this is, what this urgent message could be, but we're gonna decipher it here on chat, on stream. I'm looking up David DeChico. Huh? Do you have a different Instagram handle? I see nothing. David, what's your Instagram? Let me know. I'm read the last 2 tonight. It is urgent. I'm trying to help you. You're trying to help me. I'm trying to figure out what you're trying to help me on. But David, I appreciate the 5. Thanks for supporting the page, my friend. Thank you for that. Black Star is saying, I want a new Friday the 13th movie already. Dude, me too, man. Movie rights are really fucked up over at New Line though, which is truly a shame. But it would be cool. Would be cool to see Damian Leone do a Friday the 13th. He's been talking a lot about that lately. I think he would, I genuinely think he would be a good choice too, because he's a guy that will amp the blood and the gore up. And I feel like if Friday needs anything, it's that. And why I say this is because hang on 2 seconds. Yes, David, yes. I was actually sorry, that's actually kind of an important message. Yeah, David, I'm actually about to reach out to those people. I'm actually about to reach out to them about doing an interview on the page, because I really want to talk with them about Screamboat. I think that would be fun. So yeah, thank you for the 2 though, man. I appreciate that a ton. Thank you for the support. That's so funny. David messaged me about Screamboat stuff. So I might be talking to those people sometime soon. I was actually going to message Michael today, and I never got around to it. So very cool. Screamboat content coming next week, everybody, by the way, little something for that. But yeah, new Friday the 13th. I'd love to see Damian Leone do it. I think he would bring the blood and gore that is missing from a lot of the later franchise entries. Just most of the entries, I would say in general. The MPA, formerly MPAA, they just went to town on that series. They were like, no, absolutely no blood and gore. We're not having it. That's no fun. And it kind of, I think it ruins some of the movies, man. Because if some of those had some more brutal kills in them, I think they would be even better than they are. But I still love the Friday the 13th series. They're still just so much fun. Oh my God. I love them to death. But I would love to see Damien tackle this series. I mean, I'm just thinking about In a Violent Nature, man. Like some of the kills in there are insane. I mean, I want to see like actual Jason doing that shit, and that's my big thing. I love Johnny. He's a great character. He's always just walking through them woods. Let me tell you, he takes his time. You got to be patient with Johnny in A Violent Nature, but when he gets there, he's getting there all right. But yeah, I really want to see a Friday the 13th with some ultra brutal kills. I think that's just such an easy place to expand upon in this franchise that has had a really rough history with getting cut down in terms of gore and blood and brutality. But we are getting that series, and I think that's going to be fun. So at least we got something in the works with Friday the 13th, if not a new Jason movie. Something's coming, right? Mystical Sky Daddy is saying much love. Thanks for the advice, bro. Of course. Hopefully one day we can collab. Just let me know. Yeah, let me know, dog. I'm always trying to collab with people. I got the craziest. I always have the craziest schedule, but I'm trying to collaborate with more people. I have 2 things in the works right now, which hopefully you guys will see next week. But we got some really fun stuff. We got some stuff, some funny stuff in the works here. Derek Hill is saying, "Hey, handsome, how you doing, Derek? Damn, coming in and flirting with me here. Let's just fix the hair up real quick. I'm an independent filmmaker and just released a found footage psychological thriller horror film based on true stories. Would you be interested in doing a first watch review of it?" Yeah, absolutely. I have so many screeners in my inbox. I've got to get to some of those. But Derek, I'd love to see this. If I'm like one of the first people to watch it, I mean, that's so cool. That's such an honor. So yeah, send it my way. My email's real easy to remember. It's just KillJoyJake, no spaces, and just the number 1 at Gmail. KillJoyJake1@gmail.com. Bam. So there you go. Send me stuff. Send me your movies and shit. I always love seeing people's stuff. I had a kid send me some short films he made, and I remember one of them was like really good. I was like, oh shit, no way, nice, good stuff. I've seen some really good found footage stuff here on YouTube too. That's something that I've been like, no way, like I can't believe some of the stuff people are able to do with found footage, which is sick. So that always makes me it makes me so happy to see people just creating and bringing their own visions to life. Jordan just subscribed. Thank you. Appreciate it, Jordan. I won you over with just my incoherent ramblings, man. That's awesome. I feel so honored. Thank you, Jordan. Appreciate that a bunch. David saying, should I tell them to look out for a message from you, or should I just let you do your own thing? You know what, David? I'm going to message Michael right after this. But if you do see them, actually, David, do this for me, David, if you're still here. If you see Stephen Lamorte, I have not struck up a conversation with him yet. I am going to ask Michael if they can all come up on the page. But if you meet the whole group, you should say, could you just say something along the lines of, hey, KillJoy Jake would like to speak with all of you specifically? Because I was going to ask Michael, and I listen, nothing. If Michael just came on the show, that would be an honor, as it always is. Michael has come on the show before to talk Terrifier, in fact, and his other movie Stream, which is excellent if you haven't seen that before. But I would love to talk with Steven. He's the director of this one, so I'd love to have him on. I'd love to have David Howard Thornton on too. You know, the mouse himself. Would love to talk with him and Michael. I'd love to have all three of them on. I think that'd be awesome. So just throw it out there, you know, see what happens, right? I've literally used that mentality for every single interview I've ever gotten on here, and somehow I got Doug Bradley to show up on the page. Don't watch that video though. I'm so nervous. It was my first interview ever. What was I thinking with having Doug Bradley on first? Like one of my favorite horror icons of all time. Crazy. But that was a fun one. I don't even care if I was nervous. I had so much fun doing it. Doug Bradley was making fun of me. It's hilarious. K Buddy is saying, I was never a fan of the Friday the 13th series. Too predictable and unoriginal. You know, everyone's going to die in the Final Destination movies, but I love how creative they are with the deaths. You know, K Buddy, I hear you on that, but like in all fairness, right? The MPAA, they really fucked up those movies. I mean, think about like the 2009 film, right? I mean, that's a film, in my opinion, that they didn't cut down as much. It has some really brutal kills. A little different version of Jason, sure. Maybe a little more modern and a little more straightforward, but I fucking love that movie. It's awesome. Like all the Friday the 13th could have been like that, you know, if they had not been under such crazy restrictions. And also they changed up the people making those movies with like almost every entry at a certain point. It was just like, this is chaos. Like that is a franchise that is just pure chaos. And yeah, a little predictable, but it's fun. It's cheesy 80s slop that I can eat up all day long. Fast food horror at its finest, in my opinion. It's Friday the 13th is the McDonald's of horror, in my opinion. Like it is, you're getting exactly what you order, and you're not getting anything else that's even remotely special. But that's okay. Sometimes I just need to get some fucking chicken McNuggets, and that's it. You know, like that's my day. and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Sometimes we got to pull up to that drive-thru and see what Jason's up to. That's how I see it. But I love that series. It's so much fun. Hopefully we get a new one soon. Anakin's anger management therapist is saying, sorry, I'm late. I'm so sorry that's going to result in 5 lashings for you, Anakin. Anyways, King Matthew III is saying, what's up, Jake? How are you doing tonight? I'm currently at work, so I'm unable to join the stream, but I wanted to pop in and say, hey, what's up, King Matthew? You're busy doing King stuff. I understand. You don't have to explain yourself, my liege. Thank you for being here. The poop lady has joined the chat. She's hanging out in the other room right now, just taking a poop in the bathroom. Mash Buttons is saying, hey, my first stream, how you guys doing? Fantastic. How are you, Buttons? Are you mashing? You just mashing it? Did anyone else get that Always Sunny in Philadelphia reference, or was that one just for me? We'll find out in a second here. Drizzy Fest, what's up, dog? Thanks for being a member. Appreciate you. I hope the style of kills stays the same in the new Final Destination. I hope we get some fucking wild kills here, man. And you know, my other thing, Drizzy, is we have VFX that doesn't look like dog shit. I'll take it. I mean, it's not, is it the best CGI VFX that I've ever seen in a movie? I don't know about that, but it's really fucking good. I'll tell you what, I'm blown away by what I saw in the trailer. Maybe that's the best of it, but we'll see soon. You know, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt for now. I just saw a movie this weekend that clearly put the best VFX CGI elements in their trailer, and that was about it. Not this past weekend, yesterday. But hey, sometimes sometimes you never know. You never know what you're gonna get. Lemuel235 saying, I bet the death entity has not collected the 180 survivors and its descendants, even if it gets Iris and her family. Oh yeah. Oh, 100% agree. And it's a great point to take it down. You're even extending that thought. Saying in the sequel, I bet we will see Kimberly and whoever survives in 6, and they get back on the list with another major disaster, and they help each other out. I could totally see them going back to the survivors from 2 to like kind of help out in a similar way that Clear Rivers does in the sequel, right? I don't know why. 20 minutes into these streams now, I just get hiccups. It's been happening almost every stream. Excuse me. Sorry. But yeah, I could totally see them doing something like that. I mean, AJ Cook was on set. There's like photos and shit. She took photos with the cast. So I'm pretty sure she's going to show up at some point here. I mean, we got Tony Todd coming back from the past. We got, a bunch of like callbacks and references to some of the other movies just in the trailer itself. I mean, just looking through that little book that grandma gives her daughter. I mean, there's so many references there to, especially the first and second movie. So you never know what you're going to get in these movies, though, and that's kind of something I really like about them, because very similar to Friday the 13th, these films are a little formulaic. They kind of go through the same old every single time, but they do find ways to stand out in most of the sequels. That was something I kind of forgot about, too. 5, I like what 5 does, the idea that you can steal more life by killing one of the other people who's affected by it. Like, that's interesting. You know, that's a whole nother angle to the series that makes it special. Five's got a lot of different things going on about it, which is why I love it so much. But there's some really good, I don't know, there's some really fun sequels in this mix. And again, 6 is probably going to go through the same formula, but it's going to find ways to stick out. You know, find what's that new pinch of something else in there? That paprika, that garlic, that, I don't know, whatever kind of spice you want to throw into it to just flavor the dish differently. It's all chicken, but how can we make this one taste a little different than the last one? Who else is with us? Which celebrity interaction did you like a lot? One of the most positive celebrity interactions I've ever had is with Derek Mears, Jason from 2009 Friday. He is just the kindest guy. He's so talkative. I love that about him. He will just get into a conversation about anything. I mean, we didn't even talk about, I think I said, like, dude, you're my favorite Jason. Like, you rocked in 2009. I love that movie to death. And I think we just started talking about like Terrifier or something. Like, he's like, oh my God, I love those movies. He's just a horror fan. I mean, he's literally just a horror fan. And it's like, it was kind of like just talking to anybody at that con. Derek's very down to earth, very kind, a pure gentleman. I couldn't recommend meeting him more. I love the guy to death, though. He's great. Matthew Lillard, though, I've met him twice just simply because he is just so bubbly and over the top, has such a great energy about him. So if there's any two people I recommend meeting the most, it's those two. Without a doubt. Lightning goes to saying Scott Derrickson, who did The Black Phone and Sinister's next project was announced today via Bloody Disgusting. Yeah, it's a new movie that's based off of a new popular horror novel. And you got to think Black Phone, kind of the same operation there, right? They just made The Black Phone, which is based off of a short story by Joe Hill, Stephen King's son. It's honestly, I've never even been the biggest fan of The Black Phone short story, but the movie is fucking awesome. I really enjoyed the movie. I have my criticisms, but I still love it to death, and I'm excited to see what the sequel is all about this fall. So we got more. We got more Black Phone coming up. I can't wait for it. It's gonna be sick. Who else is with us? Ty Lee, I don't think I've said hello to you yet. Hello! I bet Tony Todd is the death character and never actually existed. Like, they go to look for him and no one knows who they're talking about. He's never existed this whole time. He does have like this ominous vibe about him, right? I could totally see something like that being the case. He knows more. Why does he know all these things? You know, what's going on with that? What's happening there? I want to know. Jason Carpenter is with us too, also a member. Thank you guys. Appreciate y'all. Saying, Jake, what did you think about Novocaine? I'm kind of stunned it didn't do well at the box office. Dude, I still haven't, I literally bought tickets for it on 2 different days and I just could not go. I couldn't make it to either showing. I did get to go see some new movies that came out this week yesterday, like Woman in the Yard and Death of a Unicorn. So I'm fresh up on those. I just haven't had a chance to see Novocaine, which is a shame. I got to see more original movies, though. Like, original movies, I am making a statement to go to the theaters and see, which is why Death of a Unicorn and Woman in the Yard were like first on my list. I'm like, I'm seeing them tomorrow. I don't care. Listen, and this all stems from a big news article that came out, I want to say like 2 weeks ago. It was something along the lines of like a lot of Hollywood studios are trying to get away from original movies. They're like going to probably stop marketing them because they just make more money on franchise continuations. And that bums me out. Listen, I'm so excited for Final Destination 6. This movie is going to rock, but we can't forget about the originals. You know what I mean? We can't just go to the theater when there's just a new Marvel movie, when there's a new Final Destination. We have to be seeing these originals too. Some of them are really fucking good. Death of a Unicorn, totally worth my time to go to the theater to see. Ash that came out last week. So good. Sci-fi horror at its best. Probably the best sci-fi horror movie that's come out this year so far. I loved it. But I don't know. It's just it's a bummer. That tweet, like, maybe I was like, I'm mad. I'm mad. I got to do something in response. And now I'm every Thursday now, I'm going to see a new movie in the theater. I don't care what my schedule's looking like. I'm making it happen because I'm just like, that is so upsetting. And Novocaine is a movie that I'm bummed that I missed because it's original. It might not be horror, but it's an original movie. So I don't know. I'm mad because it sucks that original anything isn't getting as much exposure or attention, especially stuff that's really good. So I'm trying. I'm gonna be. I gotta be. We gotta be the difference. You know what I mean? If people actually go out and support these things, they'll come back. Hollywood will put more of a focus on it. So I'm like, you know what? I'm committing. Even the ones I don't care about, like Woman in the Yard. I'm like, I was kind of on the fence about that one. I knew it might be bad. I still went and saw it. Damn it. So original movies, I'm not missing moving forward, as long as I can work it into the schedule. Who else is with us today? I'll get off my soapbox here for a minute. Anthony J is saying, I didn't like that idea. They tried. I've pitched a lot of bad ideas today, so I'm not sure what you're talking about, but yeah. One of those. HR is saying I wouldn't be mad if they retconned Alex's death so he could come back for 6. Honestly, I agree. I think Alex's death sucks. A brick fell and hit him? Fuck that, dude. What? No, bring Alex back. This isn't Scream. We don't have to care that much about reality. I don't care. If they just brought Alex back, I wouldn't care about that at all. I'd be like, yeah, that's fine. That's yeah, rock on with that. Bring him back. I want Devon Sawa back in the series. That would be sick. Wiggly Toph. What up? How you doing? Wiggly Toph. That's what. Can I call you Wiggly Toph from now on? You're like no. I don't want to be wiggly. I feel a little wiggly right now. Oh, you got okay. You got pants. You're good. Anyways, back to the stream. Saying I found your channel recently and love your takes. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Hypothesis on Final Destination and your my guesses on the new series. I appreciate that. Thank you. I hope they bring back the if you cheat death, the last picture taken of you shows how you die from 3. That is a really cool element to 3 because they're kind of like figuring out the piecing the puzzle together in a very different way than the other couple of movies. Just like I was saying earlier, they always find a way to flavor their movies a little differently, and that's one of those ways, which I love. The pictures is fun in 3. I think it's kind of, again, it feels very Thousands to me, but that's another thing that I love about 6 and what we're seeing from the trailers so far is that it does feel very, feels very Thousands. Like it feels like they picked up right where they left off with the series. Like I don't feel like they skipped a beat. It's been so long. 2011 was the last one. You just digging through my closet, stealing my stuff? I see how it is. If you have a significant other, they will steal your clothes. Just fun fact. If you were not aware of that, I have one good pair of sweatpants left, and the rest of them just gone down the drain. But I do love that about 3. I couldn't agree more. I love how this series is always finding new ways to flavor themselves. If I directed a Final Destination film, what would be your opening death scene? That's such a good question. Oh, that's such a good question, and I might even be stumped on that. What would be a Final Destination like opening scene? Like, what would be a big disaster? It would have to be like a big disaster kind of thing. Multiple people. Do you got something?
So, like either a clothing line, or like a wire.
Clothing line. Okay, so are we in like a front yard, a suburb,
Forest.
a forest?
Yeah.
Who's hanging up their clothes in the forest?
No. Clothing line or a wire or like a fishing line, right?
This is a very specific setting here.
Okay.
Okay.
Dude just riding his motorcycle, his little dirt bike, motorcycle through the forest.
Oh, okay. I like that. I like that. So motorcycle driving through a clothesline,
Someone who
decapitation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
which
that.
is actually happening in real life.
Okay, you know what would be fun? Here's a setting. Thinking about the woods now. I would love to see a summer camp that gets obliterated by Final Destination shit. Now that would be messed up.
National Park is
Yeah,
volcano goes off.
Oh, I mean, it could be like a forest fire or something. You could do something a little close to real life. That could be fucked up. It could be upsetting. And I think that's another thing I love about Final Destination scenarios is that they're usually based off of things like we're really afraid of, right? I mean, like the idea of going onto a roller coaster, right? I mean, that there's just an inherent fear there, but now we're playing it out like how it would go, and someone who's superstitious or anxious like myself, how that plays out in one's mind. So I think wherever your setting is, it has to be inspired by something we're all kind of a little afraid to do, like get onto a roller coaster or, take a long plane ride, get on the highway in the middle of the day, drive behind a log truck. These are all scary things where awful things can happen. That's such an important, like, we have to have that. You know what I mean? So wherever the setting would be, if you do like a summer camp, it'd have to be like right before everyone's about to go and do something like kind of scary. Like maybe they're going to do archery or dive from like something really high, something along those lines. You'd have to find a way to get that element into it. That's so crucial. It doesn't seem that important, but it is. Scott Royston is saying I said hi over half an hour ago. I'm so sorry. Hello, how are you? How are you, Scott? Welcome in. Thank you for being here. My new program skips past chats, and then I have to scroll back up. It makes me so sad. Speaking of which, I missed this. Evil Connor, welcome to Ghostface, my friend. Thank you so much for the support. Appreciate you a ton. My membership always stops auto-renewing. That's all good. Don't worry about it, man. I appreciate your support a ton, so thank you. Appreciate you a bunch. What else is going on? Jordan, we're going to be gifting, we always gift memberships at the top of the month. So if you stop by for a stream next April, you might be gifted a membership. You never know. You never know what happens. I can give away 10 of them for free, which is sick. And then members get to join in on secret live streams on Wednesdays, so that we have secret Wednesday meetings where the cult gathers together and we talk about our plans, evil plans, in fact. And we also I do a weekly video, weekly review video. So we got one coming up next week, which is going to be fun. And then I posted one this week on Ash, the movie Ash from Flying Lotus, a movie that I've been highly anticipating this year. Was really excited to see that one. But yes, it's fun being a member. Some good times. What else we got going on here? The letter A, which stands for anus today, is saying Art the Clown going to space and Jason Statham is a working man and the beekeeper. Don't you love modern cinema? It's great. Yes, a working man is probably going to be insane. I cannot believe they're doing a sequel to The Beekeeper and it's being directed by like one of my favorite up and coming directors. The world is upside down at this point. I don't even know what to make of it. But yeah, this movie looks ridiculous. So sorry. Being directed by Timo Tjahjanto, who has made like a ton of really sick action movies, some banging horror flicks, including multiple segments in the VHS franchise, which I am a huge fan of. Love the VHS movies so much. I've been looking forward to those every single year. I hope we get another one this year. VHS 8 was announced, but we have heard nothing else about it since, so who knows what's going on with that one. I wouldn't be shocked if they were taking a year to kind of just rest and figure some shit out and then kick the franchise back into gear again. They did just put out 4 movies in a row. Like each year, every single year in October, we had a new VHS flick. So we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening with that. But I love Timo Tjahjanto, great director. I can't wait to see what he does with with Beekeeper too. Ridiculous. He's got an American remake of Train to Busan coming out too, which I'm really only excited for it because it's him directing. But we'll see. We'll see what's up. Smokey is saying I got an insane opening disaster that would have to be a literal end of the series because it's that messed up. Is it like an apocalypse? Like an apocalypse opening scene? That would be crazy. I'm into something like that. I'm kind of into the idea of doing like a comet or something, like a fucking meteor comes down from the sky. That feels like if Final Destination went to space, that's what they would do, is the comet comes hurtling towards Earth or something. That's nuts. Mash Buttons is saying a Final Destination taking place during a cruise would be cool. That would be cool. Pause. That's actually really good because that's something I'm terrified of, is getting onto a big ship and going out into the middle of the ocean. What if it sinks? I mean, that is, nothing scares me more than having to be out in the middle of the ocean in pure darkness. Like, that is the scariest fate. No one deserves that. No, no, that's a fate worse than death. I would rather just be done for than be out in the middle of the ocean and have to go through an entire night. Nope, no way. I'd rather be dead.
Don't worry, I'll play some Celine Dion.
You'll play some Celine Dion while we're getting eaten by sharks. That's perfect. You're so kind. That makes me feel so much better about that. Aaliyah Yasmin is saying, I like how they put Tony Todd on the watermark for the trailer. He lost so much due to his sickness. God rest his soul. In the trailer, the girl in the restaurant was that same girl from Final Destination 2. Yes, Tony Todd, man. It's going to be kind of bittersweet seeing him in this movie, you know? It's one of those things where it's like, I'm so happy we have another performance from him, but I'm also just like so bummed at the same time. He does look like I don't want to say elderly, you know what I mean? But he looks like he's kind of going down, which is sad. But I'm just excited we have one more performance from the guy. Rest in peace to the Candyman. The girl at the restaurant, was that the same girl from FD2? I don't know about that in the trailer. I'm not sure if we saw AJ Cook in the trailer or not, but that would be cool. Would be cool to see her come back. I think she will. Honestly, there's lots of rumors. There's pictures of her on set and shit. So I'm just like, man, I think she's got to stop in for like a cameo or something, right? Something's happening there. Movie Blaze 1 is saying, Jake, I do agree with you. We should support more original movies in the theater. Yes, I sent you an email about being interviewed on my podcast. Novocaine is freaking awesome. Definitely recommend. I literally just saw that. Like, I just saw your email, by the way. Absolutely going to do that. Would love to make that happen. And my interview for tomorrow too just messaged me too. So much is going on during. I had such a chill day. I had a chill. Nothing happened all day long. Now I got all these messages. I love it. I can't complain. I love people. Just a lot of people want to talk horror. It's so exciting. Jason Carpenter is saying, Jake, how can you choose the woman in the yard over Novocaine? I made a mistake. You're right, Jason. You're absolutely right. I made a terrible mistake. Why would I choose a new Blumhouse movie over a Jack Quaid action movie? I don't know. I really don't know. I fucked up. I sucked the big one with that one, I guess. Madison's looking at me like, you said that wrong. That's gross. Yeah, you're probably right. Legion is saying thoughts on Bloodworth fading into death at the end of Final Destination Bloodlines. It's so sad. Thus giving Tony Todd his memorial memory. Rest in peace to the king. Okay, here's a thought. Here's a thought on Bloodworth, right? This is his last appearance. This is going to be it for William Bloodworth. Here's a thought. He's a very mysterious character. This is a character that rarely comes into the franchise, even when he does, it's just to kind of give some sort of tidbit of advice that's ominous and not very clear at all. Wouldn't it be kind of just perfect if he just showed up for a scene in this movie and like that was it? I almost feel like that fits the character more, right? Like, is that weird to say? That I almost just kind of wish that he does a scene very similar to like what we saw in Final Destination 2 or the original, where he just they go to the morgue for like one scene, they talk with him, get some advice, and they leave, and he's just never seen again. He backs away into the shadows. To me, he's such a mysterious character. I almost like don't want to know anything about him. I feel like that's like so in line with who Bloodworth is. But again, I think if we want to do something a little more something to commemorate the guy too, I would love that as well. But I almost just feel like it's fitting with the character to just have more of a mysterious pop in, pop out kind of scene with the guy. But again, I'm not going to be complaining either way. We love Tony Todd. If they hopefully do something for him with this film to commemorate the guy, that would be awesome. What else is going on here? Hayden Herbert is saying Conjuring TV series. I'm excited for that. What do you think the series will be about? Maybe each episode about one of the items in the Warrens Museum. You know, we kind of did that with Annabelle Comes Home, but I wouldn't mind doing that for a series either. It's like you could focus an episode on each thing. And that's kind of my issue with Annabelle Comes Home, is it just feels like like just random haunted house monsters running around and chasing our characters in that film. But if you were to dedicate episodes to them and build entire stories around these things, that could be interesting. So I actually really like that idea, Hayden. I feel like that works better for a TV series rather than, just one movie trying to jam a bunch of things into 90 minutes. Or but in this case, you have, like, let's say, 23 minutes to 42 minutes to tell a whole story about just one thing. That makes more sense, I think. So I like that. I actually really like that one. The VHS zombie segment was terrifying, says Black Star. I really like that one. That's one of my all-time favorites from the series. Some good stuff there. Panic Pete is saying TBH they should do a horror movie reboot renaissance, since Hollywood likes to reboot everything nowadays. They kind of are doing that. Not the mainstream horror like Saw or Friday the 13th, but the more obscure stuff like Wrong Turn. We did just get a Wrong Turn back in 2021 and nobody watched it, and I think that is such a bummer, because I loved it. I know I'm in the vast minority. Like there's a vast majority that hate it, and there's a little tiny subsect of people that actually love that one. I think it's great. I don't know. To me, that Wrong Turn remake, that's probably my favorite film in the whole franchise. That was-horrifying. Great kills, great idea, great reinvention of the series. I loved it. I had nothing but good things to say about that one. That was one of my favorite films of, I think it was 2021 when it came out. Honest to God, that was one of my favorite films of that year. Really, I don't know. I had a great time with it. I loved that one. Billy Boy is saying, you chose Bumhouse over Huey from The Boys? Who are you? Where's the real KillJoy, Jake? I had to see that one, man. I just need Blumhouse to be good again. I can't accept the fact that they suck now. I really can't. It bums me out. I think half the, for me at least, Blumhouse was such a big part of growing up. It was like, oh, that was the studio making all the scary movies. I mean, you got to think when we were growing up, Insidious was in theaters, Paranormal Activity, Sinister. I mean, they had so many good movies in theaters. And I mean, whenever there was a new Blumhouse, it was like, we got to go see that. That used to be the thing. I mean, that was like, oh shit, Blumhouse has a new movie, we're going to the theater to see it. Like when we were in high school, that was the move. I'm so old. I'm talking about the high school days because they were so long ago. Oh God. I just felt my bones crack and creak a little bit, just as I moved around, even saying that. But Blumhouse used to be great, I guess is my point, and they're not so much anymore. What's up?
Oh, it's almost your 10-year anniversary for graduating.
Don't say that. I'm not even going to repeat that. Well, let's forget that was even spoken. Cody is saying, do you think Tony Todd's character escaped death once? Maybe that's why he helps out with those who die after in death is after in his own way. I missing the wording on that one. Maybe that's why he helps out with those who death is after in his own ways. Okay, I hear you. He escaped death, so he's helping others. Kind of idea. Okay, I got you. I could see that being the case. Again, he's such a mysterious character. I don't think we explain it. I think it's way more interesting to just have him be this mysterious figure in the background, the harbinger who knows all of these things, but only ever gives advice in ominous riddles. Which is why I love his character so much. It's fucking ridiculous. But Tony Todd, he really does add so much to these movies, I think. Anytime he's on screen, I'm sucked in. Like that. No way I'm thinking about anything else. He's eating up the screen when he's on in these movies, which is awesome. Samantha wants to see a Final Destination movie take place at a zoo where one of the animals gets a premonition. That's insane. What would they do? The monkeys just start freaking out? They're just like, "Ooh, ooh, ooh, ooh." Why the monkeys are going extra hard today? I don't know what's going on, and then suddenly just tank explodes or something. That would be awful. That'd be so awful if the monkeys got a premonition, they can't speak English. You know what I mean? Like that'd be terrible. You know what I mean? That's so funny. Why are you looking at me like that? Oh, you're hungry? Madison's hungry, everybody. We gotta make something happen. Hey, what's up? Fenny is hanging out with us saying, yo, I'm here, just subbed not long ago. Thank you. Appreciate that. Really excited for Bloodlines. I think these characters are going to die in the order they were born. Just an interesting theory I have. Okay, Fenny, if you're still in chat, hang out for 2 seconds. Hang out for 2 seconds, my friend. I know you might be busy. Maybe you were just like, I'm just going to stop by and say hi to KillJoy Jake, but hang on now. Did I screenshot your... I literally screenshotted somebody's comment who said something along those lines, and I'm like, that's like the best idea. It was you. It was you! Dude, I literally saw your comment the other day, and I'm like, that is such a good idea. I'm like, I can't believe I didn't even think about that. Like, that's the best theory I've seen in the comments, I think, so far. Bad ass, dude. Fenny is still here. Hell yeah, dog. I love that theory a ton, and I was actually going to make a whole little video and credit you because I thought that was so cool. Great idea. I think you're right. Honestly, I think you're spot on. That it's going to happen in the way in the order that they died, which is why they started with the dad and skipped the grandma somehow, because Iris, this character, is mysterious. Somehow she's escaping death, and she knows something that we don't quite yet, that hasn't been revealed in the trailer. So I think you're onto something. I definitely think you're cooking with that one. That's why the dad was the first to go. So we'll see. We'll see how it plays out. But I think you're right. Hayden Herbert's asking, did you see the I Know What You Did Last Summer poster from Bloody Disgusting? I love the way that you said that. Yes, I did. I saw there's a bunch of updates with I Know What You Did Last Summer this week. They're hyping it up big time. I think they're getting ready to market this one, which, don't forget, comes out, kind of soon, and not like super soon. But I mean, July is how many months away? I mean, I feel like that's not too far. We're creeping up on it for sure. I Know What You Did Last Summer. We just got a plot description from it too that, I'm going to be honest, does not excite me at all. This is to me, this is the worst case scenario in terms of what I thought this movie was going to be about. I even said in a video like over a year ago now, I'm like, if they just have some new characters hit somebody on the road, I'm like, that's so lazy. Like, what do you mean? You can't just do that. Like, just make a remake at that point. Well, guess what they're doing? I mean, I literally said like a year and a half ago, I'm like, if they do that, I'm going to be so upset. But here we are. But that's, it's okay. Maybe it's good. Maybe I shouldn't judge a book by its cover so much. But wow, I do not like that plot description at all. But we'll see. We'll see what it ends up being. And I definitely want to make some sort of video talking about it sometime soon. Next week is going to be a big week. This week was the biggest week I've ever had on YouTube, and I want to thank you guys so much. Seriously, this has been unbelievable. We're well over 1,000 subscribers just this week. I have never done that before, not even remotely in a week. Like sometimes in a month, but we did what I usually do in a month this week, and I am unbelievably thankful. You guys are incredible. So welcome all newcomers. Thank you guys for being here. We're going to be talking horror for many, 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 many more streams to come. And of course, fun little theory videos too. So I really appreciate you guys checking out the Final Destination stuff. It has been nothing short of amazing. Cody is saying people don't like Paranormal Activity Next of Kin, but I liked it. It was new, and it wasn't set on Katie and Christy. You have to... Madison has to watch that movie. She has not seen it, and I have hyped it up to her big time. I've been like, the Paranormal Activity movie that you hadn't seen.
Which one?
Next of Kin. It was the most recent one. I showed her Ghost Dimension, which sucked. Ghost Dimension sucks. It's the worst one. But Next of Kin is so good. It's kind of like a reinvention of the series. Cody, I love that one. I totally agree. That's a sequel that is super underrated too. Just like Wrong Turn. You like the original ones? I like the original ones more than the seventh one, but the seventh one's underrated. The seventh movie doesn't get enough credit. It's basically a long VHS film. It's like if you take one VHS segment. You've seen some of those, right? The VHS movies. Yeah, we watched the screener for Beyond. I remember. It's the seventh Paranormal Activity. It's kind of like if you took one of those skits that should probably be only 15-20 minutes and expanded it into a feature film. That comes with its pros and cons, I think. But I love, honestly, I love it. I think it's one of the better, probably one of the scarier installments too. It has the third act of Next of Kin is brutal. So 6 is the one that we watched. No, we have not watched 5. 5 is the Marked Ones, which Christopher Landon directed, and that one's really good. You haven't seen that one yet either. That's another underrated sequel. And I see Cody talking about that one in the oh man, Cody's on it tonight. Let's go, Cody. Thank you for that. Yeah, Cody literally just put in the chat that movie. Because you wanted to see Ghost Dimension, because you were telling me, you're like, I like the first 4, like I like when we're like in a house. And I'm like, oh, you gotta watch Ghost Dimension then, because that's like another one. Yeah, they do more of they're kind of floating around with the cameras in Ghost Dimension, which I don't like. Yeah, they have a little bit of that in Ghost Dimension, but it's different. All right, sorry. Back on topic here. I love Paranormal Activity. It's a series I could talk about all day. It's so fascinating to me. Jesse Horror 210 has just come to the Art the Clown tier patron. Thank you so much. Thank you for being a top supporter, my friend. I really appreciate that a ton. Art the Clown tier patrons get weekly review videos, and they get to check out the live streams we do every Wednesday. So you get both. You get both the perks. Pretty fucking cool. So Jesse, thank you so much for your support. I really appreciate you. Is that a drawing in your profile picture? Do you draw? Just out of curiosity. I always love hearing about people who draw or have any sort of talent in terms of the creative. So let me know. Let me know what you're getting into with all that. We got Eric from the Bearded Entertainment here. What's up, dog? Welcome in. Eric's coming up soon. We actually, I just talked with him, so we're all going to be hanging out soon. Fenny's saying go for it with the theory. I appreciate that, dude. I just think it makes sense because it's an interesting way to keep the concept fresh. Maybe death is killing the family first to have the grandma come out to kill her. I could see that, it's like luring her out essentially because she's escaped death for this long. Yeah, we got to get something with the grandma, right? There's some reason why she's been able to escape for this long, and now it's targeting her family. That there's something going on here that we just don't know about quite yet. I think she made some sort of deal with the devil, something along those lines, but we'll see. Del Sanford is saying, I'm confused about how Eric only brings up his dead dad in the teaser, so he is probably the one to die after him. Here's my thing about this, because we're talking about the character who we saw in the teaser trailer get killed at that tattoo parlor or piercing tattoo place, whatever. I don't think he dies immediately after the dad, and here's why I say this, because we see a lot of him in the trailer. Like, go back through that trailer, and like every shot where there's like a group, he's still there. They have like a group meeting with like the entire family, and he's there. Lo and behold, he almost gets killed when he's with some of the other fellas by a van that's driving by right at the end of the trailer. That's a memorable part. He's at the barbecue. He's all over that trailer, man. So I'm like, when the hell does he? There's no way that's an early on death. I feel like it's like probably third or fourth. Like if I had to guess now, because he's in a lot of that trailer. There's no way he's going out second after everything we already saw with him. So, but Del, I do hear you on that. He does have that line in the teaser where he's like, my dad just died, and they make me close up the shop. This is crazy. So I do hear you on that, but he's in so much of the trailer. He's got to be in that one for a little while. Come on now. What's going on with that? Raptor Crashers is saying, bro looks like he stuck his head out the window like a dog. Look at that hair. Yeah, this shit sticks right up. I'm growing it out right now, so I'm getting it long as fuck. And then we're gonna see what happens. So for those who are new to the page, first of all, welcome. But second, I was bald a couple of months ago. Back in October, I shaved my head for the second time for a film, which is wild. So I shaved my head for a little short film that's up on the page right now if you want to watch it. We make movies here too, in case you're new and you're like, what? I do more than just YouTube videos, and we're actually working on a short film and a feature film right now. We're busy at KillJoy Jake Studios. Oh, you're right. Human Egg Productions. Thank you. That is the production company.
It's your own.
I'm just being silly.
Studio and you messed up.
She's just yelling at me. She's supposed to be hyping me up back here, and she's just critiquing me. I have my. It's like I have the the Muppets, like they have like the critics on the balcony, the hecklers. Yeah, you should. You forgot about you've been forgetting about those the last couple of streams. She's got flags that she can throw at me if I say some whack shit. She forgot about that. What else is going on here? Jesse is saying, you're welcome. Thank you again. Appreciate you. Fenny's saying, if you go back to the trailer, you're going to notice that his arms has something covered with the dad tattoo right when he's about to be ran over by a van. So maybe he didn't even die in the tattoo shop. See, so someone had suggested that before. Someone was like, oh, there's no way. He's completely on fire by the end of that trailer. I think he's dying there. I'm going to be honest. Someone said on another stream, they're like, I don't think he dies there. I think he's going to like run out back and run into a truck or something. You know, like something's that's not where it ends. He falls on the ground and he is completely engulfed in flames. I'm like, I don't know. I'm thinking my guy's catching on fire. There's no way. Personally, that's what I think. But I could see him going through some shit where maybe he's covering up, you know, like the dad tattoo with something else. Maybe, you know, you never know. I don't know. But I do agree with you. You're saying marketing is genius. Maybe they're changing it in the trailers. Could be that too. Not the first time that has happened. That's happened in a few trailers, famously across horror history. So, Jason Carpenter saying, one thing I will say about Halloween Ends, it gave me something I never would have predicted ever in a Halloween movie. Corey Michael tag team kills were badass. I get the criticism though. I just can't get into Corey Cunningham, especially when he's like just holding people down and then like Michael's trying to stab him. It reminds me of like Grandpa in Texas Chainsaw. And like, that's just like, it's a totally different vibe. I don't know. Maybe I'm just picky when it comes to Halloween, but Halloween Ends made me angry. Made me frustrated. I'm like, damn it, Michael. What are you're letting this punk take over your shtick here, man. Come on. Bobby's saying, Jake, best Final Destination death. Best Final Destination death. There's so many good ones. I love them. I really do love. I think there's one in every movie that is like fantastic. What's my absolute favorite though? Okay, here's one that I forgot about. Here's an underrated one that doesn't get talked about enough. I fucking love the chick who is stuck in the car in Final Destination 2, and then the airbag goes off and her head goes through the spike that missed her at first, but then the fucking airbag like blows her head through it. That's brutal. That's so upsetting. Like, again, I love the kills in Final Destination where I feel like they could actually happen. Like, there are some where it's like, okay, that's a stretch. But then there are some where it's like, ooh, that one's brutal. Wait, I take it back. I just thought of a better one. Another one that's kind of underrated that we haven't talked about a ton. The Gymnast from 5. You've never seen the Final Destination movies. The Gymnast is brutal. Oh, it's just, I mean, it's literally just a girl doing like, you know, swinging on one of the ropes. I don't know what the fuck that's called. You know, a bar. Yeah. She's doing like swinging flips and all this. And then like this fan blows a bunch of like that dust like her way, and it fucks her up. Yeah, the chalk, and then she like flips and then like lands wrong and breaks her entire like body. Like, it's so fucked up, and it's like that could happen. Like, it's like that could really happen. Ugh. You used to do gymnastics? Yeah, dude. I've never even been involved in something like that. My little niece, Evelyn, shout out to Evelyn. She's amazing. She does that shit. And I'm like, that is so impressive. Like, you're flipping around on bars and jumping around. I don't know how people do it. But in 5, that scared me at a young age. I'm like, Jesus Christ. What? I'm never being a gymnast after Final Destination 5. Jeez. Perry Moberg is saying, what movie did you see in the theater that made you a horror fan? Perry, thank you for the 5. I appreciate the support. What movie in the theater? Dude, I have so many good theater experiences with horror movies that really got me into all this. I will say, back in 2018, I started going to see horror movies because I was depresso espresso, and I was just bored. I'm like, I want to do something else with my life. I was in a dead end job. I was just bored as fuck, and I started going to see horror movies all the time. And one of them was Hereditary, and like, I had seen a few modern horror movies, and I'm like, okay, you know, these are fun, but I don't think they really scare me much anymore. Listen, some people are like, Hereditary is not scary. Like, you're crazy, man. It scared the fuck out of me, dude. I saw that movie like 6 or 7 times its opening weekend because I'm like, I've never seen a movie like this before. Like, this is genuinely original. It fucked me up, scared me to death. I saw horror like every week. I think every single weekend that year I went to a horror movie because I'm like, these are oh my god, horror's in a renaissance. I didn't even know. I got into Halloween before Halloween 2018 came out. I mean, it was like perfect time to become a horror fan, like, truly. I had liked horror before that, but it was really like I don't know, so many like crazy movies were coming out in 2018, and I'm like, I got to get into this. A year later, I started this page, and here we are now. But Hereditary is a movie I credit for like why I started this page for the longest time, because like I saw that movie, I felt like it was life changing. I mean, it was really like it was like seeing God, basically. Like when I went to go see that movie, I'm like, what? This movie's crazy. So I love that movie to death. There would be no KillJoy Jake without Hereditary. That movie just changed my life. I did not know horror movies could be like that. So that was one that just rocked my world. I loved that one to death. It was so much fun seeing Halloween 2018 later that year too. I just remember the theater experience for that was wild. I mean, wall to wall packed with fans cheering and going nuts, and I'm like, this is so cool. Like I've never been to a movie where people were screaming and yelling and shit. And like so excited about a new movie. It was just, I don't know. It was that 1-2 punch of like big franchise film, big original movie that I loved back to back that just really threw me into it. I've always been a horror fan. Like I've seen a bunch of movies in theaters like week one. But it was those ones that just got me like, it was like a religion. I'm like, okay, I can't miss these now. That was awesome. So some great stuff there. Bobby's favorite death is the tanning bed. That's such a great, that transition is heartbreaking from the beds on fire to the coffins. It's like, damn, what a stomp in the face that is. What a diarrhea stream to the face that is. We need Jake to do a gymnastics video. I saw you winding up. I was like,
No,
diarrhea stream to the face wasn't enough for you to throw a yellow flag, really?
I put my arm down here and I leaned back.
I was giving you ammo to throw shit at me, but oh my God, those things hurt, man. Be careful. I don't know, but they kind of hurt. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Sorry, Jake, I gotta go. My phone is about to die and it's late, so thanks for the stream. Jordan, thanks for stopping by, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Fenny can't watch Hereditary again. That shit traumatized me, but the mom needs an Oscar because of those screams. Yeah, that movie's so brutal, dude. I was like actually traumatized. I was traumatized leaving the theater for that one for the first time. A movie has not scared me that bad probably since. Ghostface is saying like the timing of the characters being like death just skipped the guy you saved, and Stifler's like, so who's next? And the thing swings back down towards him as the screen cuts to black. I do love that. Oh man, yeah, that's the quickness of some of these deaths I think are really fun and don't get talked about enough. I love how there's varying times in between deaths too, so you can never really predict what's going to happen next in the series, which again makes it harder to tell what's going to happen, which I love. So I love that about this series personally. Some people hate that. Some people are so frustrated by that, but I love the gaps in time. Destination Station is saying, there's my boy. What's up, Destin? How's it going, man? We haven't talked in a long time. What's up, Destin? Welcome in, dude. Are you excited for Final Destination 6? Let me know. Let me know. Tell me all about it. The movie that got you into horror was Hostel. Nice, Panic Pete. That's it. Hostel is brutal, dude. The scene in 2 where the fucking guy like gets his dick and balls chopped off, that's brutal. That is that's one of the most upsetting things I've ever seen in a film. Fun fact. That's until you watch Salo for the first time though. Billy Boy is saying, Jake, do you think do you do the Patrick Bateman routine? If you mean going out and killing my colleagues every single night with newspaper on the floor, no, I don't do that. I do exercise and watch Texas Chainsaw Massacre though. I have actually done that before. Like I'm dead. I've gone to Planet Fitness and played Texas Chainsaw Massacre on my phone, and gone on the treadmill before. So that's actually, I can't believe that was a major coincidence. Wasn't even doing that on purpose. Del Sanford is saying, I'm so excited for Anna Lore's character, Julia, because that scream was killer. Oh, yeah. Something that hasn't been talked about too many times. For sure, Del. I agree. Her scream in that trailer rocked. It's brutal. Madison's getting bored. She wants to throw something at me. I got to say some crazy shit. Someone give me some ammo here. Did you hear that Lee Cronin's The Mummy is currently filming? It's coming, all right. That stings. Yeah, you got me right in the neck.
I wasn't even looking at you. I was still looking at chat, and I just whole whipped it.
This thing's heavy. Just want to point that out. This got a little beanbag in there. It's just right against the neck. Okay, I'm all right.
At least it wasn't your Adam's.
Yeah, if you hit my Adam's apple, I've been talking like this the rest of the stream. Hey everybody, what's up?
What if I had a nose? Oh,
Billy
that would
Billy Boy is saying this is a pre-recorded. You are in a simulator. No, I'm just kidding. What's up, Jada? How's it going? You never caught a live before? That's so cool, dude. Well, thanks for stopping by. I appreciate you. Thanks for being here. Thanks for talking a little horror with us. Live on stream. I imagine the replay for this is odd. If you're watching this on replay, let me know in the chat if this is weird, if this is more fun, that where you're outside of a conversation that I'm having with people live. I don't know. I know I have some friends out in the UK who have said, Jake, please go live earlier. When you go live, it's like basically midnight here in the UK. I've been trying to figure that out. I actually might want to start going live a little earlier. I don't know. Because I'm trying to think of Madison and I just secured kind of an apartment, which is so exciting. We kind of got word of that today. And we're probably going to figure out a new schedule when we actually move in together. But I don't know. Is 7 o'clock Eastern time cool? Do people want different times for streams? We can change it up on different days, all things depending. I think Fridays will always be 7 o'clock, but maybe different times for different streams. That's what you get for saying coming, says Perry. She was about ready to throw it again. I didn't even say. I was just reading what Perry said. I didn't say coming. Come. She just keeps throwing them at me. What's going on here? Shaq with a $. What's up, my friend? Saying, hey, did you want to talk about the 2 premonition theories I brought up? Yeah, throw them out there. We spoke in the comment section of one of the videos. I remember you had some good theories. Throw them out there. Jake, did you see I Know What You Did Last Summer just got a release date, 7/18? Yeah, yes. That has been they've had that hard release date for a little while now, which is kind of wild that they're releasing it so soon. I mean, that just wrapped up filming. Like, I mean, just a little while ago, and here they are just releasing it in like what is that, like 4 months? Like not even 4 months. Here we go. We're going back to last summer. We're doing this again. I don't know what the quality of this film is going to be. It feels like it's trying to be a Scream. It's trying to be in the new Scream. Have some requel characters go back and ask the old characters how it's done. It's such a weird franchise to do that for. I Know What You Did Last Summer is so specific, man. You have to have characters who hit somebody, try to cover it up, and then a year later, someone knows their secret. I mean, how many times can you do that? You know what I mean? That's just such a tough thing to replicate. Where Scream, it's just a guy in a mask trying to kill you. I mean, you can do that 1,000 times. You can make Scream movies forever. I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's just such a specific scenario. I don't know how you keep doing that, and I just don't know if it's gonna work in this new film, because it's the people who do it this time, who run over somebody, and then a year later, someone's like, I know what you did last summer. Now they're going to ask the people who covered it up what they did in this situation. It's just like, what? like this is not public record unless otherwise someone would be going to jail. I just don't know. It's one of those things where I'm like, this feels like a stretch. Like we are stretching this gum as far as it goes. We're stretching this cum glob as far as it goes. Damn. I just think it's funny. I just think this shit's funny. Will you do an apartment tour? You guys are getting a whole new set real soon here. So we've been looking at this for like 2-3 years. I want to say this set. So we're getting a whole new setup. I got plans for something crazy. Here, the only clue I will give is that I'm very inspired by Moist Critical's set. I have an idea based off of Moisties. You didn't even throw. That was a toss, is what that was. Okay, that one got me.
Just say you
there you go.
To hit him, throw him at you harder, okay?
The gooning death in Final Destination Bloodlines is going to be scary. Does someone goon to death? That's brutal. That sounds horrible. That's what that sounds like. Ray is saying, sup, Jake. What's up, Ray? How's it going, man? Throw in your craziest horror thought in there. Shaq with a $sign is saying the actual premonition for the movie is at the house with the family all together and the big skyscraper collapses. I could totally see a premonition happening at the barbecue, but maybe something a little different. Maybe not exactly the same as what we've seen before. Because I feel like the premonition, as we know and love it from this series, is probably going to be that tower, the skyscraper collapse in a little flashback. But I could totally see the girl having some sort of premonition, some sort of off feeling that something bad's going to happen, and then maybe doesn't do anything about it. Someone dies, the dad. I think that would be kind of cool. Because, when was a time where a premonition happened and then like someone just didn't do anything about it? Like, I feel like that could happen. I feel like, why hasn't that happened in the series? That could be interesting. Maybe our new main character learns the hard way that you got to react when you have these bad feelings. You can't just be like, fuck it. You know what? I'm just going to drive behind this log truck. Everything's fine. I'm going to ignore that bad feeling in my gut. Never ignore your gut. Let me tell you. It's usually right. Skull and Bones Productions is saying, yo, what's up, Jake? How's it going, Skull and Bones? Welcome in. Thanks for being here. Daryl P. What's that P stand for, Daryl? Saying FD6 trailer looks like trash. You know what that P stands for. Oh, you know. That was almost my eye, dude. That was fucking brutal. I gotta stop throwing those back to you. Covering my ass here. FD6 trailer looks like trash. Listen, if you're gonna call something trash, at least defend your point. Why does it look like trash to you? Let me know. Give me specifics. Misty Womack, thanks for being a member, saying the new Bloodlines trailer is fantastic. I'm hyped for it. Scream 7 put me through the ringer. Dude, Scream 7 is I have lost hair over Scream 7, dude. I am my blood pressure is high because of Scream 7. There was like 2 years there where I'm like, every update was just getting worse than the last. I'm like, man, come on. Guys, get your shit together. All you got to do is make a movie and y'all are going to be successful. So I'm just hoping at this point that they pulled it together and they made something good. I mean, listen, even the franchise we're focusing on tonight, Final Destination, this is a new series franchise continuation, whatever you want to call it, that did have a little turbulence. They rewrote the entire script essentially. The first concept was essentially thrown out and repurposed for something entirely different. And I think it's for the better. I really do love what we're seeing so far from this, from the trailer, from the series, whatever. And I'm vibing out. I'm really liking the feel and tone of this new trailer. Got a lot of views on its first day. It's got some really good early projections. A lot of good word of mouth about this movie. People are hyped up. It's a franchise we haven't seen in a very long time. You got to think 14 years. And on top of that, it looks good. Like, it genuinely looks like a solid continuation. It's getting some of the same love that 28 Years is getting, the 28 Years Later. And that's another franchise that left in a really good place, and we just haven't had a new continuation since like the thousands. That one, it's been an even longer wait. But in both cases, there's so much hype and anticipation for both films. People are really, the fan bases are on fire for both of those. They can't wait for new movies in both franchises. So I really think in both cases, they're going to deliver. I think Final Destination 6 is going to rock. I think 28 Years Later might even be better. But we'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. I'm hyped up for both, dude. Both franchises are some of my favorites from the thousands, man. So I can't wait. We're coming back to it just in a couple of months here. Bring real Jake back. I know AI when I see it. Can't fool me, Jake AI. What are you talking about? I am Robot Jake. What's the fucking is it Krabs? Is it Mr. Krabs in fucking yeah. Honestly, that was the impression I was going for there. I was going for Robot Krabs. Oh my God. I love SpongeBob with my whole heart. If I didn't have a horror page, I would have a SpongeBob page. Fun fact. Madison should throw a grenade? Is that what you're saying, Marley Kai? What the fuck? Jesus Christ. I got to get off stream.
Just you look over.
I go, oh my God. Yeah, if I just run out of the room. No, I'm just kidding. Dresden Shuffle is saying, wasn't the first concept about paramedics? Yeah, it was about first responders. Which I feel like the reason they wanted to do that was it was really topical during the 2020s to be like, hey, we gotta praise first responders out here. They're getting us through the pandemic, and they did. It's not even. I would go so far as to say that's not even a topical thing. Like first responders just deserve a lot of love. I actually have some friends who are paramedics. I have my one like a distant cousin of mine, believe this or not, is somebody who actually like goes into like helicopters and like
Helicopters?
she's just making fun of everything I say. Helicopters. Fuck. Jesus. I have a distant cousin who is like a paramedic who like will fly around in a helicopter and like go over like the ocean essentially, and if like there's a boat crash, they're like they go down and like they save everybody out of there. I mean, he's like a real life superhero. It's awesome. And I've actually seen them in action because they'll go to like boating, like boat races. Even up here in Ohio, the person I'm talking about lives down in Florida, but they'll come up here to Ohio and visit the family, visit us, and they go and work the boat races. What? I'm just getting ripped apart from the peanut gallery over here. I don't even know what I did.
Cody needs a red flag thrown at him.
Cody needs a red flag thrown at him. Dear God, I'm not reading that. Scott Royston, welcome to Ghostface. Welcome in, my friend. Since when do you guys start silicking girls? What? Huh? I don't know what you mean by that.
Calling.
Since when I start calling girl what?
You called me dude.
Yeah, I call her dude all the time.
Your girlfriend.
Yeah, I call my girlfriend dude all. What's up, dude? She didn't like that. She wasn't a fan. I think if I came on here and I was just like, "What's up, honey baby?" What's just started saying that shit, like people would leave. People would be like, "I ain't listening to that shit." Do you think the spouses of the characters will also die? I mean, yeah, I think just throughout the franchise, there's been characters who were maybe in death's path that, I mean, just, were they connect? Were all the characters connected through blood? I don't know about that. I think we could go so far as to say there were other deaths involved than just the bloodline to keep it interesting. I think when we say, if we put ourselves in a box like that, we say the only people that can die are people connected to this one event. That's just, I feel like that's not as fun as just saying like anyone can die from death's hand, from the get saved from premonition, but still have some awful thing come after them. I just feel like that's way more fun. And again, I feel like what this franchise is all about at the end of the day is we want to see some outlandish and ridiculous kills happen. It's the dramatic irony of seeing it all unfold while the characters are kind of oblivious. They don't know what the hell's going on. So I really want to see, I really like that personally. Daryl P, what that P stand for, saying you probably said it a million times, but what is your favorite Final Destination movie so far? Dude, it's such a tough thing. I've been going through a lot. I've been going back and forth between a couple of movies. I think ultimately 5 is my favorite, but I love 2. Like, I think 2 is excellent, and 1. I think the original is fantastic. I think the original has the original does something that I feel like the others really don't. I love how they treat Alex Browning. I really love how they treat him, which I feel like works like really well in that original, and I don't think they ever really expand upon that in the sequels as much. So many people treat him differently in the town if it's Clear Rivers thinking he's like some sort of like some mysticism about him, right? She kind of, I don't, worship is too strong of a word, but she's like, oh my God, like you saved me, and she kind of like falls in love with the guy. It's such an interesting, the psychology behind that character I feel like is fascinating to me, where there's other characters who are terrified of Alex because he predicted that the plane was going to explode, and they're like, I don't even, the teacher, Miss Luton or whatever, she doesn't even want to be around him. She's terrified of him. I wish that the series would expand more upon that. Especially after going through all the 5 movies again. That was something I noticed. I feel like people are just reacting to the premonition like it's totally normal. Like it's like, yeah, it's whatever. Yeah. Oh, you saved my life. Cool. All right, let's move on. I just feel like that's really fucking cool, and the first one deals with it the very best, in my opinion. So like 1, 2, and 5 have some crazy strengths that I think easily make them some of the best of the series. I think 3 and 4 even have some things that I really like too. But again, I think 1, 2, and 5 have like some of the most impressive elements. Just for me personally, but I know there's a lot of love for 3 in the chat, which I'm loving. I'm loving that we have some love for that. You should be able to call your girlfriend dude. Being friends first is the best thing to a relationship. I agree. And we were friends for many years before we started dating, before we started knocking boots. You know, go ahead, throw it. I was giving you ammo. I just wanted you to throw shit at me. It's funny. All right, there we go. But anyways, do you ever think that death would kill a kid or a baby in Final Destination? I mean, if they weren't supposed to exist, maybe. That's death's whole thing, man. It's death's whole thing, dude. It's brutal. Cody's saying, I know what the P stands for. That doesn't mean you get to throw another one. Jesus. Couple more chats here. I think we're gonna sign off. Madison and I are both very hungry. I have not eaten dinner yet. Fun fact. Ghostface is saying my theory for Final Destination 8 is that the tower scene ain't the beginning. It's actually the ending, and Iris didn't see it until it's too late. So her premonition is actually the entire movie with the family. Ooh. So maybe she saw more in that premonition than just the tower falling, is kind of what you're suggesting. I'm okay. I like that. I like the idea of setting up a trilogy that way. That could be fun. Run it up. I definitely want more from Final Destination. After seeing that trailer, I'm like, they can really milk this franchise, and not too many people would be complaining, huh? I mean, if they did a new trilogy, I wouldn't complain. I'd be like, yeah, rock on, man. These movies are fun. I'm like hyped up after seeing that trailer. I didn't realize how hyped up I was going to be until I saw it. And I'm like, man, this is going to be one of the better movie experiences, I think, this whole year. I can't wait. Hey, Jake, which kills that made you traumatized when you were young? What kills from movies traumatized me the most, asks Carter. You know, I hate talking about this franchise now because we found out the director is a very fucked up individual. But listen, when I was a kid, I didn't know these things. I feel like I can talk about this franchise and I think we can understand why, you know, I watched this franchise as a child. I didn't know any better. Jeepers Creepers, it's one of those movies that like I'm so nostalgic for, but at the same time, just knowing who the director is, it has kind of ruined them for me. But I will say, the opening scene to Jeepers Creepers 2 scared the fuck out of me when I was a kid. I mean, it is literally a child getting abducted by that fucking thing, and it's like, Jesus! Oh, that's messed up. So the opening of that it messed me up, dude. It messed me up when I was a kid, and it just forever has stuck in my brain. It is brutal. What's up? I'm so sorry. What? No, that was a different guy. No, that's a funny story that I won't tell on stream.
You already did.
Did I tell that story? I didn't tell that story on stream. No, I didn't. No way, I did not. Anyways, the Chain TV is saying, I'd like to see a Final Destination Netflix series. A series could be fun, like going through different characters in every episode. You know, there's like one kill per episode, kind of like the Chucky series. That could be fun. Did you ever think that they would do a series or a movie on Toby, the ghost from Paranormal Activity, like his origins? I just feel like they fucked up that lore so bad in those movies already. I feel like you got to let Toby go. If we do more Paranormal Activity, I feel like they need to do a reboot. Like just go back to like hard, fresh slates, just tell a new story. The one thing though, I am a fan of that 7th installment that went to Paramount Plus. I love it. I love that movie so much I bought the fucking box set, which is the only way that you can get a Blu-ray of it. But here's my thing. I think if they do another Paranormal Activity, I think we got to go back to basics. I want to go back to the house security cam footage like you were talking about. I do really miss that. I feel like that is just inherently what the franchise is. We got to go to one of those nice California houses and film some crazy shit in there. Single location, don't overcomplicate it. Don't do a camera that shows you the entity. Oh, that just... Don't do an Xbox Connect. The Xbox Connect was kind of cool, but at the same time, the novelty wore off fast in 4. But point being, go back to basics with it, man. Do a nostalgic, fresh, return to form Paranormal Activity movie. I feel like that's the best way to continue the series, which I would say in the last like 4 movies in that series tried to do something different, and it was cool. Some of them were cool. I think 2 of them were fantastic. 4, I like 4. I don't love it. and then Ghost Dimension is just what it is. But I think they need to do a return to form movie. Just a couple in a house, they start hearing some whack shit, they start recording. That's what I want to go back to with that series. Just for like one movie, and then you can go off the rails again. But we need a return to form film in that franchise big time. I love that we're talking about Paranormal Activity. That is so funny. Cooking with Jake stream. We've been talking about that for forever. One day we'll cook. Jesse, we have to cook. What if you just see the signs before a premonition and just leave? Would that count as cheating death, or would it let you go? I feel, there's been times where our characters have tried to do that, but like they can't for whatever reason. Whatever it may be, they're trapped in a room somewhere where something like maybe something's filling up with water or whatever the case may be. I feel like we've tried to do that before. I feel like the characters have tried to leave, but they just didn't get it in time. Didn't make it happen. Return to found footage films. Yes, The Chain. I agree. We need some more found footage movies in our lives. Okay, there's a new found footage movie that is so like I'm actually kind of mad about it. It is so close to the thing we're writing right now. It's different enough, but it's so close. And I almost called Connor about it today. I saw a trailer for a new found footage movie today, and I'm just like, that is so close to what we're writing, dude. Like, please don't go the same way we're going with it. That would bum me out big time. But we're working on a found footage feature film right now because we love found footage so much in this house. And I really want to, like, I just feel like found footage needs to come back, needs to be scary again. Every time we get a found footage film nowadays, I feel like it's always something that's a little goofy. And I'm not against that. I'm not against goofy found footage. Deadstream was awesome. I love Deadstream. That was fun. But I feel like there's still room for a terrifying, shorter length found footage flick that could still come about. Wreck is such a great example. Host, which we just watched, is another great example in more recent movies. We need another terrifying found footage. What's up? Unfriended. Yeah, Unfriended's good. I like Unfriended. I mean, we're basically the thing we're working on is Paranormal Activity, but there's a twist, which I don't want to say. Yes, there is. It is paranormal. The thing we're working on is paranormal. I won't say what the concept is. Yeah, it's supernatural, but it's all the same.
It's not the same as paranormal.
It's the same.
No,
I'm right. You're wrong. Don't. I got the red flag for that one. Brutal. But guys, I really do just appreciate you all a bunch for being here. Thank you. Thank you for being here. That's a whack take, Scott. Love you, but what the fuck's up with that? I'm gonna call her dude, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. We love each other a bunch. And there's there's a lot of love in this room. But what I will say, guys, thank you so much for supporting the page. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for talking horror today. We'll have another stream Monday and Friday of next week. If you're a member, stop on by Wednesday for a fun stream. And we'll also have some really good videos coming out. I got some fun reviews. I don't know which review I'm going to make public yet. I'm still on the fence about it, but one of them is going up for members. One of them is going up publicly on Monday. So guys, thank you so much for hanging out. Have a safe weekend. Have fun. And as always, don't forget to kill it out there, y'all. Peace out.